anticipated International Building Expo is here once again. With me is the Honorable Minister Collin D Croal, Minister of Housing and Water. It's always a pleasure to have Minister on our feature. We caught up with him, so we're going to ask him, how's the progress going so far? We're just maybe 2 days away from Building Expo. Are you satisfied with the work being done this far?
Oh, absolutely. The team will be working day and night to be complete in time, and we will be ready. As you said, it's just 2+ days away. You will realize the short period of time in which we've set up this area, having to sandwich between the period for the two crickets, meaning the Global Super League has just been completed, and the CPL that'll be coming shortly. But you can see the buzz. Look the amount of persons around who are preparing, doing the final touch to their respective booths. And so, yes, we're happy about the progress where we're at now.
All right. So we're aware that there are 300 and something companies that is on board, but 25, I think, approximately 25 is international. Can you say where some of those countries coming from, or
Sure.
those companies coming from?
So we're talking about over 376 booths, various sizes and in the various tents. And so we're talking about 10 different countries for which companies, or those 25+ companies, come from. So, for example, we have some Caribbean countries, including Barbados and Trinidad. You have our neighboring Suriname. You have, for example, Dominican Republic, even China. So there are 10 different countries for which you have those companies come from. And we're happy, but that's the international flair. And that shows you the level of interest, because for this International Building Expo and even the previous one, we have launched it locally, or nationally, I should say. It's not something we have gone and advertised in foreign magazines, but it has become an expected activity, an expected event as return of the PBPC government. You'll be reminded that this is something the APNU had discontinued, and this is the brainchild. I always say this is the baby of President Ali when he was the Minister of Housing and Water. And so certainly as President, I'm happy that we were able to continue this under his stewardship.
Right. So every year for International Building Expo, the ministry always have dream realized, but we were told that there will be no dream realized this year in terms of allocation, but title distribution. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about that? And also, apart from title distribution, what other service would the ministry be offering at this International Building Expo?
Sure. So, Dream Realize is the overall concept, but you can have Dream Realize allocation, you have Dream Realize title distribution, etc. So we have achieved our mandate. We have the focus over the last 5 years, non-stop, has been for us to pursue that dream for our citizens to be able to having their own lot and obviously onto their own home. And so we have achieved that target. We have surpassed our target. In fact, we're going on to about 52,000, close to 52,000 allocations as we're doing this interview. And so that tells you the magnitude of work that has gone in terms of the focus for the commencement of home ownership. During the Building Expo, our focus will be for the certificate of titles distribution, because this is equally important. That's your final document that signals your ownership, your security of tenure. This is for you, and this is for your children and the next generation to come. So we have over 2,000 certificates of titles that are going to be available to be uplifted, and which are part of some of the new areas that we have signed on to. The new areas. When I say new areas, I'm talking about areas that would have started up in this last 5 years. And so it's an ongoing process. Certificates of titles, for your listeners, sometimes they think it ends with the ministry, but it's not so. You sign up, and this is the other thing that we're doing. We have the agreement of sale, and for processing of titles for 2 main areas, and that is in LBI Phase 3 and Two Friends Phase 1 and 2. And so we're talking about 1,000 persons who will be called to be signed to process their agreement of sale. That's a legal document. You can actually take that to the bank while your title is processing. And so it takes time because there's a checking process and they have to go through the vetting process. And so we'll be calling during that period. So while you will not have actual allocations happening, the staff will be busy. They will be busy over the 3 days of on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, doing other things of the ministry work. Otherwise, you would have had to come to the ministry and be gathered there, waiting longer periods. So we're utilizing this to fast track.
And then, of course, you have the bank. So persons doesn't necessarily have to go to a bank to make an appointment. They can utilize when they get the title, go to the bank right here and start being pre-qualified.
Sure. So the banks, the banks have their promotion that they normally have at the expo, and this is something I want to encourage persons. It's not only the hardware stores, not only the persons who display in this sector, but there's why I call this the soft side. So it's about exposure to the financial institutions, having as much information as possible that can help you to be able to know if you have a particular amount in mind that you want to borrow for a mortgage, you can know how much you can, if you can qualify, or what you need to do to reach that stage. So it's information gathering, and they'll help you. And then if you are interested and you have the necessary documents, they will be able to take you through and do pre-qualification. And so we're happy about that. It's the various services that you can acquire when you're talking about the housing sector.
So, Minister, the government PPPC had promised in 2020 50,000 house lot in 5 years, which is 10,000 per year. How do you feel as Minister of Housing to reach that target or surpass that target in just less than 5 years?
Right. So our manifesto commitment said 10,000 annually. I want to start and end with a particular person. When the announcement was made in terms of manifesto, 10,000 annually, and then we keep saying about 50,000 house lots. The former minister had responsibility for housing, Annette Ferguson, had all kind of comments and saying that, we're fooling the people, it's only a dream, etc. Look where we are at. We are just very close to 52,000 allocations in terms of house lots. That's where we are at. And yet today I'm hearing that she also made a further comment to say instead of building Expo, we should have utilize the resources for development for housing areas. Where was the minister for the last 5 years? That's what we were doing. That's where our resources have been going. So we're talking about the investment in the housing sector, about $300 billion to develop new areas, to develop over 110 new areas so the persons can acquire their lot. Many have already started to see their lot, and many are signing to have their ownership. So of course she will say that, and because that's the only thing they can hold on to. They have no track record to go by. They have no proven track record. And they have nothing to show on terms and tangibly to recommend for the housing sector. In fact, they're talking about rent to own. We're talking about giving you the opportunity to own your own home as quickly as possible. And so we are very happy about what we have been able to accomplish. It's a collective effort. The staff have worked continuously beyond the call of duty. Sometimes what you see is negative in the media, not enough attention paid towards ensuring that persons can own their own home. And so in addition to the banking institution, the financial institutions, we also have government agencies. We have over 20 government agencies that will be represented at Building Expo. So here is an opportunity for you to also understand what is happening in government, whether it's from human service or education, etc. In fact, coincidentally, right near to where we are now, you have the gold booth. So the GWI will be part of the exhibitors, and they're under the Ministry of Housing banner. So over 20 government agencies, ministries and agencies are also involved.
All right. And we will also see steel and cement persons can apply for as well.
Well, we're focusing, because it's available at all the regional and the ministry location, the central location, to be able to have we'll have the form, yes, but in terms of going through with the application, that can be done at the ministry. We want the staff to focus on getting these their titles, as well as I said, for the agreement of sale signing.
All right. So, Minister, before we go, I have an important question to ask you. Since a single window had launched, how is it going this far? Have you made any progress? Are there any challenges?
Yeah, currently we're doing some review, and it's important that any new mechanisms that you put in place, it's important to have periodical review. And so the influx now is coming for the application, as you said, electronic single window. And there's this myth, sometimes people think it's only for the large construction that you apply, but it's the general construction that you have to apply. Only some goes through a smoother process or an immediate process, and some have to go the check and balances with the different agencies. So we're receiving that, and there have been one or two complaints from persons, and we're checking on it. But we also want to say to persons, The reality is not everybody is online. So sometimes persons use them, have their ID, create their ID, sign up, but they're not checking back onto the update because you remember we're providing the necessary update online. So you're having an email, and sometimes persons are not checking. And then there are some genuine cases where you're waiting for a response. And we've said we're implementing the other aspect of the local authorities in terms of their timely response, because the other reason for legislating and to pass the electronic single window is to ensure that we have predictability. Not the old system of where you're applying and then you're calling, keep calling, or it's on somebody's desk and it's subjective. It's to remove subjectivity, to have predictability, to know once you conform it with the regulations, then you know it will have a smooth sailing for the approvals.
All right. Minister, can you just remind our viewers when is Building Expo, the date, timing, location, and also ticket, and there is a playground for persons as well too, so that they could put the kids
Right.
or bring their
So
kids.
I want to invite everyone down to International Building Expo 2025 at the Guyana National Stadium, Providence. The opening ceremony starts 5 p.m. promptly, and the gates are wide open. You don't need an invitation to come to the opening, please. A lot of persons are asking for an invitation. It's a free event. It's an open event. Come and listen, of course, the highlight being His Excellency President Dr. Mohamed Irfan addressing all of us. And sure, you know the President at any Building Expo, we always hear something new. And so that's certainly we're looking forward. And so come on down. The gates will start a small fee for adults when the Building Expo, when the opening ceremony is complete. And then that's when the gates start. For adults, $500. The other days, so it starts on 14th, the 15th, 16th, and 17th, 11 to 11, meaning 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. And we want you to come and maximize. Don't wait until evening to come. You're talking about 376 booths, including the equipment zone. So that's a lot of booths, a lot of exhibitors to when you're walking through to listen to examine, to see what they have to offer. And the other advice I want to give to your listeners, networking and collect as much information as possible. It's difficult sometimes for exhibitors to spend as much time as they would want to answer all your questions. Just collect the number and you have the follow-ups with the exhibitors, because remember, the person's passing through and they have to see everyone. But they just quickly or briefly will show you what they have to offer, and you collect the number and do have your follow-up. Come here with an open mind. Come with the intention of this being a family atmosphere. And so bring your family. You can have enough time to spend at the play area. You have your children and where the children will be playing. So you have some time with the family, with the children, and you have the serious aspect. In the evenings, we have entertainment for you, except the opening night, because obviously that will take some time. But on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, surprise for you, we have entertainment added this period. So come in the evenings and you're going to have 2 hours of entertainment, while you have the serious aspect of getting as much information, meeting new persons, meeting players in the sector, and at the same time, relaxed atmosphere.
Thank you so much, Minister.
Thank you.
And keep up the good job you're doing, and congratulations to you and your ministry for the hard work in terms of surpassing that 50,000 house lot.
Thank you. And as I always say, this is a collective effort, and I want to thank the staff of the Ministry of Housing and Water and the Central Housing and Planning Authority, who've continuously worked beyond the call of duty. Even many times, persons on weekends, they're enjoying their weekends, and the staff, they're at work trying to get their deadlines met. Thank you.
Well, viewers, there you heard it from the Honorable Collin Croal, Minister of Housing and Water, giving you an update as to what's coming up at International Building Expo. It starts on Thursday. It's going to end on Sunday. I'm urging you to come down, bring the kids. There's lots to eat and drink. There's lots of information to get. And remember, this International Building Expo was the brainchild of President Ali when he was Housing and Water Minister back in 2010. I'll see you on Thursday. Goodbye.